Hi, good morning. We're going to start the book, My Father's Dragon. A few things. We know that we have several classmates who love dragons, and we have some friends that are reading dragons, about dragons in their books that they're reading at home. The second thing, this book is a series of three, so I do have two more books that go after this one. And this book's copyright is 1948. That is 22 years before I was even born. This book also won a Newberry Award, which is for the story, which is not like the Caldecott, which is for illustration. So the story is supposed to be a good one. But you're going to have to think that it was written back before even Miss Wisnowski was born. It's called My Father's Dragon. It's dedicated for my father, and it was written by Ruth Stiles Gannett. It was also illustrated by Ruth Krisman Gannett. So it makes me think that they might be related. Chapter 1, My Father Meets the Cat. One cold, rainy day, when my father was a little boy, he met an old alley cat on the street. The cat was very drippy and uncomfortable, so my father said, "Would you like to come home with me?" I like the way he called him drippy, meaning he's wet. That surprised the cat. She had never before met anyone who cared about old alley cats, but she said, "I'd be very much obliged if I could sit by a warm furnace and perhaps have a saucer of milk." "We have a nice furnace to sit by," said my father, "and I'm sure my mother has an extra saucer of milk." My father and the cat became good friends, but my father's mother, who was very upset about the cat, she hated cats, particularly old, ugly alley cats. "Elmer, elevator," she said to my father, "if you think I'm going to give that cat a saucer of milk, you're very wrong. Once you start feeding stray alley cats, you might as well expect to feed every stray in town, and I'm not going to do it." This made my father very sad, and he apologized to the cat because his mother had been so rude. He told the cat to stay anyway, and that somehow he would bring her a saucer of milk each day. My father fed the cat for 3 weeks, but one day his mother found the cat's saucer in the cellar, and she was extremely angry. She whipped my father and threw the cat out the door, but later on, my father sneaked out and found the cat. Together they went for a walk in the park and tried to think of nice things to think about. My father said, "When I grow up, I'm going to have an airplane. Wouldn't it be wonderful to fly just anywhere you might think of?" I certainly would. I'll do anything if I could fly," said Elmer. "Well," said the cat, "if you would really like to fly that much, I think I know of a sort of a way you might get to fly while you're still a young boy." "You mean you know where I can get an airplane?" "Well, not exactly an airplane, but something even better. As you can see, I'm an old cat now, but in my younger days, I was quite the traveler. My traveling days are over, but last spring, I took just one more trip and sailed to the island of Tangerina, stopping at the port of Cranberry. Well, it just so happened that I missed the boat, and while waiting for the next, I thought I'd look around a bit. I was particularly interested in a place called Wild Island. Wild Island and Tangerina are joined together by a long string of rocks, but people never go to Wild Island because it's mostly jungle and inhabited by very wild animals. So I decided to go across the rocks and explore it for myself. It certainly is an interesting place, but I saw something there that made me want to weep." That's the end of chapter 1, which gives me the question, what made him cry? What did he see? We'll find out in chapter 2, which is called My Father Runs Away.